Hello everybody, welcome once again. My name is Ashen Prime, and here on this Twitch channel right now, I am streaming some, I realized that my stream information is probably incorrect, so I need to actually fix that while I'm thinking about it. Update that, sweet. Okay, I am streaming some Final Fantasy 15, doing what I'm calling a story run, where I'm specifically doing just the main quest, more or less what will actually be seen in the, in what would be seen in the speed run, only I'm not good at the speed run, so not exactly that. But for the express purpose of going through all the story and getting to see it, making notes on it, and in fact, we have so many notes. Just this entire thing is just stuffed full right now, and I'm probably gonna have to create an even shorter cheat sheet at some point. But been going through literally all of the Final Fantasy 15 media that I can get my hands on. We started with the Platinum demo, took some good notes on that, went into King's Tale, which is the fun side-scrolling beat-em-up that focuses on Regis, where we got to see that Ultros is definitely 100% canon, especially when he showed up again in Kingsglaive. Then went on to Parting Ways, which I had to read out and voice act because it only exists in English in script form, because it was a audio drama produced in Japan. Got some interesting things from there. Then we went in and actually started the game, went through Chapter 1, took a brief pause, watched all of Kingsglaive as well in there, picked up a couple of things I hadn't noticed before, all of this available in VOD format on my YouTube channel. And then got it after Kingsglaive, went in, caught through Chapter 2, Chapter 3, where I made some notes to myself mostly, but that seemed like a good spot to put them. But then notes on what was happening in Chapter 3, what's been happening in Chapter 4. We got just barely into Chapter 5 because I couldn't save during all of the cutscenes, unfortunately. But that is where we will be picking up, and assuming that our games capture actually, grabs the thing correctly, which it's not doing right now. Come on, you can do it. No? Let's have it look at Foobar for a second. It's not doing that either. Cool. Nope. All right, sure. Let's just friggin' delete it and start over. Oh, we've got music from the OST going on in the background. Game capture. Game capture. We're looking for capture specific window. The window is this window. Okay? Are you capturing it? You really aren't. Fine. Fine then. Then this is gonna go just a little bit harder. We're gonna go ahead and pop right back here. Y'all can read through any of these notes as I take a moment to annoyingly and with much difficulty what am I looking for? I'm looking for you. Yes. Yes. And apparently it's crashing my computer as I do it. You can do it. There we are. And then I need to take you, and I need to crop you. This is great, isn't it? Just listening to me talk about things because the computer couldn't be bothered to actually do things correctly. I mean, admittedly, I guess I wasn't bothered to test either, so... there. Okay, good. Down from there a bit. Bum, bum, bum. I do like this track. I like this track a lot. I like most of the music from the OST. There are several standout favorites, but basically all the music from the OST is good. Okay, that's where I want you. And we'll drag you there. Put this here. And then, while I'm at it, we could go ahead and grab this and update it to the correct thing. All right. Perfect. let's go ahead and transition over to there. Ah, less than perfect. That crop along the top needs just a little bit more love, so let me just do that real quick. Just like one more touch there should get rid of it. Perfection. And not quite exactly where I want it on the screen. Oh well. This is what happens when you don't test before you go live. And heaven knows that I'm not going to edit this after the fact, so this is just going to be what this is. Cool. Alright, let's go ahead then and put this back the size I need it so that I can stop that. I can turn this back on and we can get back into the game. Here we are. Alright. So, Umbra is back. That's where we are now. If I look at my notes, Umbra is here and wants us to follow her.
Now this is what I'm talking about.
Someone's sending us a
wait,
message.
no. I do need to do one thing before I do that, because I haven't yet. I need to stay here to mark it as our...
You ready to rumble, Not?
In King's Night? Oh yeah, I'm game.
In that case, I'll join you.
Thank you. Do need to rest here to set our rest point here for fast travel in the future. So before we get too far gone, gonna do that. You may notice, if you hadn't watched previous things, I am running in New Game Plus because my ability to hit things harder makes me a better gamer because I'm real bad at video games.
You recognize mine?
Right.
Got that? Listen, I've been worried about how you guys are doing. How's about you drop by Galden and mingle for a bit?
We'll think about it.
We won't do it because you suck. There, I said it. Dino sucks. One interesting thing to note about New Game Plus. Alright, never mind. Let's watch this cutscene real quick.
Gentiana.
Hear me, O King of the Stone. By the Stormsender's blessing, will the path to the stone be opened. The Oracle goes hence in her king's name.
Luna. Where is she now?
The Eye of the Storm. When the covenant is forged, the Oracle and Ring shall await their king at the walls of water. Stray not from the path.
She's a messenger. A spirit. Faithful to the Oracle.
For real?
We're going beyond real now, pal.
No. No, that is just reality. It's a strange reality, but that is reality. And then we leave a note for Luna. My prayers are with you. Oh good, she's still alive. Ignore that, that's nothing. Trying to figure out what I can turn off
Let
to
Luna know I'm okay,
keep.
and she won't have to wait much longer. We'll be together soon.
Keep my
The
resources
crystal
down.
was gifted to mankind, that we might know lasting prosperity.
If the crystal belongs to everyone, how come only Lucis gets to use it?
The kings of Lucis do not simply use the crystal, they also protect it.
Wait, so my dad's guarding it?
Yes,
I had no idea.
to crown the King of Light is the calling of the crystal, and keeping the crystal safe until that day falls to the line of Lucis.
And I'm the chosen.
Yes, only the true king, anointed by the crystal, can purge our star of its scourge.
You
Yeah, that's
really
fine.
think I can do that?
As Oracle, I will see to it.
Hmm?
To aid the king is the Oracle's calling.
Then... I guess I can do it. I won't let you down.
I know you won't.
Unto the king alone this voice is heard. To follow the words is to follow the chosen path. Bridging heaven and earth it strikes, the storm's ephemeral yet eternal light. To the light must go the king.
Lady Lunafreya has done well to keep the ring from falling into enemy hands.
All we need to do is hit Altissia.
That entails passage aboard a ship. Khaim may serve us now as it did them then.
The hidden harbor. Just my work. I'll have Iris set it up.
You want weapons? We got lots of them.
The air step sword, because apparently I don't
Pleasure
have one.
doing business.
Which doesn't
See
make
you
sense.
later.
All right. So the point of this, I believe, is to force the boys to not have the car and to travel by Chocobo and do the Chocobo side quest to get Chocobos. Dang
Excuse
it!
me. We'd like to ride the Chocobos.
The chocobos, not wild shit, makes our birds nervous.
Let's skip this. I was hoping that I could avoid this trigger, but oh well.
To suspend rentals. But hold on now. Ain't you lads the hunters? You reckon you could handle the likes of Deadeye? If you could bring the beast down, there'd be a reward in it for you. But knowing the danger, I wouldn't blame
But
you for saying
because
no.
New Game Plus, I can just get them already. So we're good. Where is my Chocobo? Let me get back here to my elixirs so that
Easy now.
And yes, of course, I am using the purple Twitch Chocobo because purple is the best color. Yeah. Now, interesting thing about New Game Plus, and I mentioned it in a previous stream, so apologies for anybody who's hearing this for a second time, but for speedrunning,
Chop chop, Prompto.
basically everybody runs Royal Edition No Ring, which is a variation on any percent, but is still done with the basic, done from a clean save file. What that means for any percent is that nobody has actually spent time figuring out the best routes and optimizations that can be made for New Game Plus that can't exist in any percent. And so I'm playing New Game Plus because I'm very bad at video games and I need the the overpowered
Get a hold of her.
smacky everything.
She call you?
No messages.
The overpowered ability to hit things really, really hard in order to, you know, progress the game at all well because, again, bad at video games.
Overhead.
Some of the interesting advantages that gives us, obviously, is that overpowered nature, able to clean up the combat pretty quickly. But also things like this, like Chocobos, are unlocked by default in New Game Plus. You don't have to do the Deadeye quest, which means that for this chapter, where we don't have the car, it would seem that Chocobos would be the best option and the quickest way to get around. But that's not necessarily true. The route optimizations in any percent where they don't have the Chocobos, and they have had to find other ways to move around the map here and to speed up regular walking movement, are really, really impressive. And the things that runners are doing to get through this chapter quickly is really really impressive.
Thanks, buddy.
But I'm not going to be doing any of those because I'm not a runner, I haven't practiced those strats, and I have Chocobos.
Ah, the young prince is recovering well.
Who?
Gentiana, a messenger. The prince has read of our kind.
Oh, I tried to, but I only know what Luna told me.
Lady Luna Freya.
Yeah. Luna for... Luna.
It is heartening to see the future king and the Oracle enjoy such familiarity. The fate of our world may depend on it.
I remember back in Tenebrae with Gentiana.
The revelation of the Storm Sender awaits the king. Hurry hence to the eye of the storm. Foreign hordes fear the true king's ascension. The fearful seek to seal the path of what must come.
What is it? Another headache?
I heard her. Gentiana.
Divine voices in your head again?
Hopefully it won't amount to the same headache it did with the Archean.
The Oracle's call awakens the gods. That their blessings find the king.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna chocobo.
What did she say?
That Luna's awakening the Six. Let's go.
So, a couple of interesting things here. From a lore perspective, obviously, Luna, as the Oracle, is having to go around and talk to, awaken, bring the notice, apparently, of the Six, the gods, onto Noctis. To, increase
First
the...
Titan, now Rama. Chasing down...
Imperials above us!
Thanks.
in order to create the covenants. There's like multiple steps to it. I don't remember what the first step is called right now. But the step where Noctis finally talks to them is the covenant. Once Noctis fulfills the trial, there's whatever Luna is doing, and I don't remember the name of it. Then there's the trial, which is what we're doing right now, and then at the end of the trial, we have formed a covenant with the god, and then we can summon them. Is the in-game mechanical thing that's happening, which is fun. And so yeah, that's the lore. That's what's happening. I can't remember the name of Luna's step. There's a actual really cool name for it that it's gone right now. But let me actually write that down while I'm thinking about it. So, Luna steps to summon the Six. Luna wakes them up. The Revelation, possibly, is what it's called. They set the trial. That Noct completes. A covenant is formed. Noct must complete. I don't think Revelation is Luna waking them up. I think the Revelation was... What Gentiana, the revelation of the Stormsender, that's the words of the Stormsender coming to Noctis to tell him what his trial was. So I don't remember... Maybe Revelation was what I was thinking of, though. Don't recall. Anyway, so that's all that. Another interesting thing we're going to notice, though, as we hear the voice lines as we come up into this outcropping up here, which is a bit more this way, as I recall. Yeah. As we come up to the outcropping up here with the boys, we'll hear some voice lines about getting another reminder to complete the trial. It's like they wrote this expecting that the players would want to waste time here and not just book it directly to getting their car back.
Let's do this.
Right.
The covenant is forged, but the revelation awaits. Make now for the Stormsender and let judgment be passed.
Wait, so I was wrong? So Luna wakes them up and forges a covenant. They set the trial that Noctis must complete. Completing that brings about the revelation? I'm very confused now. I thought I knew what was happening here, but apparently I don't.
Noct! You okay?
Yeah. Another reminder to receive the blessing.
That divine power's just waiting for you.
By revelation is the power of the six manifest.
Oh, well, there you go.
The stone commands that the king receive it.
So, and then... the revelation manifests summons. Sort of. This made more sense when I said it the first time, when I was so sure of what I was saying, and then all these voice lines have confused me.
O king,
No flashback here.
journey to Fosha, the eastern hollow.
Oh, there's a griffin. That's pretty.
The seal has been lifted. Deep within the heart of rock lies the runestone, the portal to power. No other can be allowed to find it.
The last one's in the cave.
Let's hurry up and get this over with.
Finally, time to meet with the Storm Sender.
You'd better look your best.
So, this is where we return to the last rest point, which is our... It's not like this chair. Trials of mysterious... The revelations are trials of mysterious nature by which the six judge the king's worthiness. That's good to know. To receive their power. Okay, cool. That solved that much better and made that much more clear than I was trying to make it out to be. Because I thought the trial and the revelation were two separate things, but apparently not. The revelation is the trial. All right, so interesting thing we're going to come up on here with Fosha. Fosha had a giant seal in front of it that Rama blew out of the way because he decided that this was where he would hide his final stone for reasons. But the seal is obviously man-made. If you come up here early, it's very unnatural shape of rock. It's very almost a perfect rectangular prism. Because cube is for perfect squares on all four sides, and rectangles don't have such a fancy name. It's always a rectangular prism. This is not the correct way up here, is it? Wait, where am I? What am I doing? I know this area better than this. Why am I failing so bad? So yeah, all of these rectangular stones are presumed by me to have been man-made. Because one of them was used to seal...
That one was pretty close.
Which means we must be as well.
We didn't see it. To seal up this entrance until right now, like literally just then when Rama blew the rock apart with his thing.
Look, over there. I bet that's the spot lightning struck.
And we're supposed to go inside?
So Fosha was sealed off. So Rama had to open it up. Why was it sealed off? Well, we'll talk about that when we meet the Naga.
Here we are, Fosha Hollow.
Did I spell Fosha
No telling
correctly?
what waits inside.
Stay sharp.
Always.
I must not have. 1 second. I'll load those there. Fosha. Just a second. Let me write Just because I like to have things spelled correctly. FOC, that goes the other way around. Fosha Hollow. Sweet. And then we come in here. Now there's a lot of speed tech in here that I'm just not going to get.
Quite make out how deep it runs.
Whoa! I've got a bad feeling about this place.
As if danger lurks round every corner.
Avoid all corners.
But we will be helped. Partly because I'm not using magic, and the magical bombs are nice big AoEs that speed up a lot of these a lot of the fights with these packs of enemies. Whereas I'll be taking them off and more or less one by one.
Maybe for you. Pretty easy for me, though.
But I don't use magic because I still don't like it.
On
I'm
second thought,
like
maybe not.
close to 300 or 400 hours in this game, and I've never picked up magic because I don't care.
Shh, keep quiet.
Who? What? Where? Never knew what hit.
Nothing
Pull
to
out
it.
Ragnarok just because it's actually going to hit harder than other things.
I guess we could crawl through.
Don't lose your head.
Doop-a-doo. This one we can run away from. Nice.
It never ends.
Say your prayers.
We go. Oh no, that's not where it splits. It splits down here, and we go this way. And kind of jump over these guys. Apparently don't spawn them in somehow. Not entirely sure how that worked, but I'm glad it did. We come up over in
You
here.
think we can fit through there?
Gotta try.
Hold on a sec.
And we have the first group of them that are gross. We need to kill. And if you kill them fast enough, you can get through that opening again before the imps, or the second wave of imps, spawn. I obviously did not do that.
You're on fire!
What can I say?
Because one thing to note that I'm not sure that... One thing I haven't talked about yet in any of these streams is like basic game mechanics. Because I've been focused more on the lore and all that of the game. But one of the basic game mechanics is when you are in a fight, you cannot interact with things. Anything that requires you to interact with becomes uninteractable in a fight. Oh, fucking imps everywhere. Okay. But you can see kind of the radius of the fight on the mini-map when you get into them. So some fights you can run away enough from that they no longer get into the way. Some fights you can, like in the Glacier Grotto or whatever the ice area, we were able to skip a fight by going around it and hitting the trigger, and it wasn't all the way up to snuff and ready to stop me by the time I got to the door, and I was able to open the door and proceed that way.
Wait.
Don't make me stop.
Pronto!
What happened?
Hey, you alright?
Over here.
Okay, can I actually have control of my thing again? That'd be great.
Pronto!
As I
Are you
understand,
okay?
there are...
No, I'm not okay! This place is literally the worst! And why did it have to be a snake?
There's a way to skip an area or two, or a wave or two of this fight as well.
Just keep coming.
Then we keep sending them back.
But this is part of the I'm bad at video games, and so that's why I'm on New Game Plus, because the extra power of New Game Plus is what allows me to just boop, murderize everything. Not, again, still not as quick as the any percent speed run,
Oh, come on!
but faster than I would be able to do otherwise. This isn't anywhere I want to go.
Not good, not good, not good!
To be over here killing this Mind Flayer.
No! That's it! I quit!
You notice all my companions have the highest amount of health it is possible for them to have, whereas Noctis himself does not. And the reason for that is actually, if I come into my gear, is actually the rare metal. Because the rare metal gives Noctis a limit break, but also just cuts his health in to a tenth of what it should be. Cuts 90% of his health off, just gets rid of it, and so we only have a tenth of the health. Which means that if you look at what his health is now, his 4,700 health, and you add a 0 to the end of that, he should theoretically have. Where am I? What am I doing? I've gotten turned around. That's not good. Anyway.
Not good to throw daggers in the
If
dark.
there wasn't an upper limit to health, then, oh look, there's a email message. I definitely wanted that popping up on my screen right now. Oh, there's my playlist. If there wasn't a maximum limit to health at the 9999, his health would be 47,000, which would be really cool. But we only know that because I'm able to cut his health by 90% and see what 10% of the number it should be is.
She's here. I just know it. Show yourself already!
Cool it.
So we're gonna fight the Naga first, then we'll dive into the bestiary real quick just to get information on it again. Can't run suddenly, which is unpleasant. I hate being stuck in a walking animation.
See? I told you! There she is! That's her! Do something, not!
Don't ask me, do it yourself.
She appears blind. What's interesting is we know a little bit about her from the bestiary, a little bit more than we learned during this interaction. But it doesn't ever actually talk about her baby. It's like, there's a lot of threads like this where I assume just for the sake of creating an interesting world, the writers have put in random little things that feel like they should tie back to something.
That's the last runestone.
Like this random stuff with the baby, my baby, it almost feels like that should maybe be Prompto. And that was an early theory before we knew more about Prompto and where he came from. But, okay, let's actually finish this off, and then we'll get some stuff about the Naga. Purple eyes. For no good reason. Well, I guess nothing important.
This is it. The power of the storm.
I expected more fire and brimstone.
Some
From the
gods are
storm?
friendlier than others, I guess.
But not all of them. Poor Luna.
Perhaps you'd better console her in person.
Just a boat ride away.
Lose that scowl along the way.
Will do.
Yes, we can return to the entrance. Da, 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 da. Chocobos. I want to ride my chocobo all day. Okay. Let's go into the archives. Let's go into the bestiary. Let's go into Demon. And let's go down to the Naga. Okay, I feel like I should have gone up. I definitely should have gone up. There she is, Naga. Who we just fought. A demon with the body of the snake and the face of a human. It coils itself around its play. Okay, a Naga capable of understanding human speech was discovered several decades ago. So several decades ago. So the fearful townspeople drove it back and sealed it within the walls of Fosha Hollow. Several decades ago. The people of the sky I'm not copying it verbatim because putting things in your own word means that you actually... It's a way that helps me make sure that I understand what I'm saying. People, this guy... trapped a frighteningly intelligent Naga in there. And that's all the more we know about it. We don't know anything about the baby. We assume that the baby must have just been left on the outside, probably dead now, if we're being honest, which is sad but true. And now we have this scene, which I don't remember if we can skip or not, but I'm going to make notes about it.
It stopped raining.
Guess Rama finally got sick of showers.
Up there! It's huge!
Way bigger than the last one we saw.
Yeah?
Hey, Highness, about your car.
Yeah?
Well, I found her, but she's at a base.
Oh.
Now, I can handle garage folk, no problem. But sweet talking the Empire? That'll take some doing.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah?
We'll figure it out.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for the heads up.
Yep, definitely
Later.
going to go sweet talk them. Yep, that's what we're doing.
Cindy.
What? You can't talk to her like that.
Yeah, I can. I just did.
And did she have any choice words for you?
Yeah. The Regalia's at an Imperial base.
Oh boy.
Guess that just leaves one question.
When do we retrieve her?
I'd say now.
New practical drill on the Royal Arms. You know what? We're going to walk. We're going to continue walking.
This is nothing more than conjecture. But I suspect that ship was due to arrive far earlier. The thunder and lightning must have slowed it down. There's a chance they intend to transport the Regalia back to Niflheim.
We ought to thank the Thunder God for buying us some time.
But that time is running out.
Yeah, let's run in and ride off.
I mean, not really. There's no timer on this quest. I could literally pause the main quest line here, just wander around the world for however long. Where's my chocobo? Just wander around the world for however long I want,
Let's go.
completing quests in Disgaea. Can't get into Clane, so or back to Lead either. We're stuck in Disgaea, but
The hunt is on.
can't go over that. Have to go around it. Actually, I think it's faster to go around the other way. What was my point? Oh yeah, so yeah, because there's no actual timer on this quest line, no fail state for it. But you know, not everything has to be dire straits, I guess. Not every line of dialogue has to completely equate to the actual realities of the fact that we're playing a video game and not people stuck in the world itself.
So, Iris' story about Lady Luna Freya coming through town was true after all.
Judging by the timing of her visit, she probably set course for the Archean as soon as she fled the Ground City.
You really owe her big time, Noct.
Can't wait to thank her in person.
Better keep up.
So yeah, again, talking about the routing through this chapter and what the speedrun does to speed up and to go through it quickly. There's a very specific route that is currently the fastest that speedrunners use that relies on warp striking and ways to increase that, including...
Come on, pick up.
No luck?
Probably got her phone on silent.
Boys can't get a hold of Iris. It's probably fine. It's not like the Empire has an increased presence in the area, and they're a known consort of the royal family. almost certainly we're seen in the presence of Prince Noctis at some point. I'm sure we don't need to worry about a 15-year-old girl who's practically on her own. It's fine. Not practically on her own, but has an old man and a young boy and a couple of Crownsguard to their name.
The power of the gods
Against the entire might of the Empire.
Never dreamt I'd see law come to life
in an
before my
area that
very
we literally
eyes.
cannot
Eating
access right
insomnia
now.
was eye-opening, but this is mind-blowing.
I'll admit to never actually having gone and tried to get through the blockades during this, because I don't want, and I don't think most players would want, but maybe I'm projecting my own feelings, but I don't want to spend a lot of time in Chapter 5. I want to spend the minimum amount of time necessary to get back to my car, because not having the regalia sucks.
So now,
Magitech engine. It's close.
Gosh dang it, that was an important... Ew, sorry. Great mute button, working just after the giant ear-splitting noise happens. I apologize, everyone. What was I saying? Oh yeah, that conversation was actually really kind of important and one that I wanted, but oh well.
Is anybody out there? I definitely heard something.
Hey!
There's a lot of little random side quests like that. And some that don't even have
Just as scared of us.
Easy as they come.
any indication that they exist, like the treasure map. Hello there. Like the treasure map quest, where you literally are going around the world finding treasure maps, and there is no indication on the map, on the mini map, on the main map. There is no waypoint for them. You just have to kind of explore and find those random, very out of place looking sprites. I guess models technically, because it's 3D, but eh. Either way, they look very out of place.
Man, it's hot.
Then lose the jacket.
Now we come into this weird red miasma that exists, but I don't know that it even has a mechanical change in the way the game plays.
Some kind of fortress.
Yeah, a porta-fortress. Those walls don't look so portable, though.
They are remnants of the old war, and the Imperial Army has availed itself of the added protection. Entry will not be easy.
Sothmache. That's a word. So I just wrote down the old war was 30 years ago, which is a bit of trivia that I have in my head that I don't remember where it came from. I trust myself to have remembered it correctly, but I honestly cannot recall where that information was found. Probably one of the translations from the Ultimania, actually.
Sleeping out under the stars tonight.
Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. No reason not to just do toast, I guess. And geishel greens. So the thought of a New Game Plus run of this game, of Final Fantasy 15, is intriguing to me. I think I already have that, but I'm going to take it in again anyway, because I like
Hey, isn't that
Isn't what?
just my imagination?
it. Carbuncle shows up every twice in a while.
Man, this place was crawling with nasties.
That's quite the thing. I actually love it. I definitely have that picture, because you always get that picture.
Any bright ideas, Ignis?
A dark one, as it were. A frontal assault would leave us exposed. But if we move under cover of night, we might be able to infiltrate the base unnoticed.
And until then?
We learn all we can about the base's design, and attempt to narrow down the Regalia's location. I'll analyze what intelligence we have available to find us a way in.
Sounds good, Specs.
All right, we're gonna get our wheels back.
We go in through the front door, which is interesting. Force stealth. Everybody's favorite mechanic in all the games. The Archaeal Stronghold. There are some weird names happening around this game. There's no getting around that, I'm afraid. Oh, well. What's interesting is that there are 6 strongholds scattered across the map. And over the course of the game,
our goal is the Regalia.
over the course of the main story, you go into 2 of them. There is a side quest to go into a 3rd.
Indeed.
And then the Final Fantasy XIV crossover uses a 4th, but the other 2 are just completely empty. Come on, let me move. Let me move. Let me move. Let me move, not stupidly. It's not an option, apparently. What? Gladio, get out of the way. Active base.
Together on my signal. Until then, hold position. 3, 2, 1. Now.
Then annoyingly, we have to kind of walk out there
What?
and go through this with Ignis, because if you go the correct direction,
We're clear.
I think there's even an invisible wall that kind of stops you from going this way until Ignis has come up.
Hey.
Take cover.
Not a lot happening here. Kind of boring that we can't just go in.
Don't want to mess with
Actively
one of those.
annoying,
We shouldn't have to.
honestly,
If we keep to the shadows.
because the friggin' game,
This is right up my alley anyway.
you have this forced stealth section, and then halfway through you immediately get into a there's something in there that I don't remember what it is, but I don't need it. You need it for the main run, I think, to build the correct spells, but I don't need it here. Anyway,
This what's powering the base?
A Magitech generator of some description. It would explain why the troopers in the vicinity are uncommonly strong.
there's
I say we
a
wreck it.
trigger point you
Spare
can
us the
skip
sneaking
there
around.
The risk is too great.
that I
Finding the
apparently didn't
Regalia
skip,
comes
which is
first.
annoying.
Not a sound. You'll alert the enemy.
Got it.
Anyway, you're forced to do this stealth bit,
Damn it. Kick yourself later.
but
Kick Imperial butt.
in like 2 minutes, we're gonna be forced to ignore the stealth bit and just get to actually kill everything, which is, you know, so much fun.
There's the old
My
girl.
mute button is
She's a real
misbehaving,
sight
and I
for
don't
sore
appreciate
eyes.
it.
And none the worse for her time in Imperial hands.
Okay, come over here, trigger the big fight.
What have we here?
Change of plans. Our new objective is to clear a path. Regalia. Let's be done with this ritual. Stay sharp. It isn't over yet.
When will it end?
Want it wet? Fight more. Wine less.
Blow up the energy tanks. They'll take out the enemies nearby.
Mr. Nice Guy.
Let them do the work for us.
So long!
Farewell.
Alright, and then just a couple of snipers up here that for some reason I can't lock onto. Since mostly dead already anyway, that's interesting. And there's one over here. He's already been dead by then, but whatever. Wait, are there still people alive? Nobody's still alive, right? Oh, there's this one annoying soldier.
We'll take out the generator and all enemies in the area. Noct, focus your efforts on the generator. There's a chance doing so will weaken the MTs.
No more stealth?
Our cover's blown.
Like I said,
Yes, sir.
only had to are forced to stealth for like 3 minutes before they're like, now you can just kill everything. Why couldn't we have just skipped to the killing everything? I would have preferred the killing everything.
The entire base is fair game. Hold nothing back. The havoc keeps the enemy off balance.
I wasn't planning on it, but sure, thanks. Let's be stuck inside this model, why not? And I can't warp here for some reason? Sure. And then cutscene of this guy standing up for no good reason.
This thing is serious business.
A handful indeed.
Oh, man. What are we gonna do?
We keep at it. What else?
The energy field is
Come on.
Can I actually do my summon now, please? Or am I going to be too busy having to run away from bullets? There it is.
This is the might of the six.
Yeah, it is.
That was hardcore!
And it did the trick. The place is dead. Rest in pieces. Come on. Let's grab the regalia and split.
And Prompto?
Piece of cake, huh?
This part is.
Inadvertent though it was, we dealt the Empire a crushing
Oh, this is
blow
not what I
today.
want to be.
The Marshal will be pleased to hear of this.
Not that it really matters, because again, this is
Pretty
time-based.
sweet busting up that base. Bust a base. I like the sound of that for this sort of thing. There's a base, we go in and bust it up. Bust a base. Whatever, I'm calling it that. You don't have to.
I won't.
Seems a bit flippant.
Why not go for something a little more epic?
Because I thought of it first. So that's the name. Bust a base. Get used to it.
Easier said than done.
And then, even though we attacked in the night, because we had to, we were forced to by the game. Just when this was during the daytime, whatever.
Long has it been, Noctis.
Ravis.
You received the storm's blessing, and yet you know nothing of the consequences.
Watch it.
Be still, all of you.
Not good.
Heir to a crown befitting no other.
We saw his arm get
Witnesses
burned off.
splendor and glory, All hail the chosen king.
Awful high and mighty for an Imperial rat, serving the enemy to hunt down Luna.
I do not serve, I command. The king's sworn shield.
You better believe it.
A weak shield protects naught.
Gladio! Hey! Wanna go? Let's do it.
Should the chosen fall, that too is fate.
I'd say that's far enough. A hand, Highness.
Not from you.
Oh, but I'm here to help.
And how is that?
By taking the army away.
You expect us to believe that?
When next we meet, it'll be across the seas. Just so happens we have business of our own with the tutelary deity, don't we?
Tutelary?
Fare thee well, your majesty. And safe travels.
I love the line, when next we meet, it'll be across the seas, and then we run into him again in,
You guys
the Vesper Pool.
know that guy?
Which tells me that
Ravus
somebody...
Nox Fleuret, first son of Tenebrae, and elder brother to Lady Luna Freya.
Your future brother-in-law. That's always fun.
At long last, the
Gonna take a quick second. Oh, no, apparently I can't save.
blockades of Discayan roadways have been
Oh, and I'm in
removed.
charge of the car.
The Imperial Army has also demolished all related facilities erected around the region. The Provisional Government of Insomnia anticipates increased traffic congestion along most local highways and encourages all citizens to refrain from any unnecessary travel for the time being.
So help me figure this out. That was Luna's brother?
The High Commander himself. Wartime makes for quick promotions.
And demotions.
Even the son of Tenebrae can rise to the top.
But why would he want to lead their army?
Who cares?
Certainly formidable enough on his own.
There's reasons.
If Ravus wants power, I'll give him a taste.
He tried. It removed his arm. It wasn't great. Anyway, the fact that Arden says there, when next we meet, it'll be across the seas, and then he shows up again in like a chapter, definitely not across the seas. It makes me believe that the entire thing with the Vesper Pool was just kind of shoehorned in later, somewhat last minute even. Last enough minute that they couldn't change the text of that cutscene, couldn't change the script of that cutscene to accommodate, or forgot about it or something. I don't know. Because at some point somebody was probably like, well, that's not long enough. We need to have them in the open world longer. Who knows, perhaps that's the Vesper Pool itself was shoehorned in at the last minute. Just because they're like, the world's not big enough, make another area and then put a quest in it. I don't know. It's pure speculation, but that's what it feels like. Also, such engaging gameplay, I'm sitting here holding down W. If I was on a controller, I'd be holding down a trigger. For no good reason. Actually, I wonder if we could have... I don't remember if there's a way to skip this drive. Now that I think about it, I feel like maybe there was, but I definitely didn't do it. Like getting out of the car probably, and then we could fast travel to a Cornix station up there. My poor computer. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple of things here which will make my life slightly less simple.
It's getting hot out
That's
here.
Fine.
Just need to pull in somewhere cool.
We're gonna,
Any chance
close out
sleeping
of
in a
that.
nice room tonight?
Yes,
Trying to
I'm
get rid of
certain we can
things that
secure
are definitely
suitable
using...
accommodations nearby.
And do that. So that will help. And what are you looking at? I don't know. Ah. Yes, antivirus. I want you to pause until I turn you back on. Play until reboot. That works. Sure. Let's just mess with everything right now. Turn that on I guess, actually, is what I want. Turn on gamer mode. Performance optimizations for games. If that actually helps anything. Yeah, it is a sad but true thing that my computer is very underpowered for what I ask it to do, especially when I'm streaming.
All right.
Might be worth investing in a few servings in the event our pantry runs bare.
Well, put it on the list.
Absolutely refuse. Oh, cup noodle. Freaking everything is one of the saddest things. The cup noodle integration is so sad to me.
Oh, Gladdy.
What's wrong?
I let you down. I never made it to Kayem. The Empire came while you were gone. None of us said a word about Noct. They just showed up and then... Poor Jared.
It's like they don't expect you to remember who Jared is, even though they want you to care about him, so they give you flashbacks to remind you who Jared is. Why are you there, Talcott? Just come into the room.
It's not right. We should have been here.
I couldn't stop them.
But I won't let the Empire get away with it. They'll pay for what they've done. I promise.
I believe in you, Prince Noctis.
I wonder what came first, Talcott or Jared?
Talcott. And we're going to Kayem.
Both, maybe? I don't know. But they did precious little
Stay here and do nothing.
to make us care about Jared at all. And the precious little they did was give us Talcott, a sad child who has lost his grandfather, which for some reason is supposed to be more sad than all the other losses. Prompto lost both his parents, we presume. We have no idea what happened to them. Ignis lost whatever family he had in Insomnia. Gladio lost his father. He didn't lose Iris, thankfully. Noctis lost his father. And yet, of all of these losses that have happened, we're supposed to care the most, in this game at least, we're supposed to care the most about the fact that Jared suddenly is dead, when we have had no reason whatsoever to care about Jared before now. It's a bit heavy-handed is all I'm saying, and I don't appreciate it. I think I have that shot, but I like it anyway. Keeping it, though. Oh, that's oversaturated. I wish that wasn't so oversaturated, because it's framed so nicely, but it just does not look good. So, moving on. Not keeping any of those. We're into Chapter 6 now. This is Hope, I think is the name of it. It was a teaser trailer. And now, obviously, a cutscene as well. Me and spelling don't go well together. I meant strangely, not strongly. Yeah, that's what I meant. That's Pirna. Was that the entire Hope trailer uncut? I don't remember. I feel like I want to go and watch Hope again at some point, but I'm not going to. It's fine. Beneath the Cape Kayem light in the south of Clane lies an underground harbor. It has long served the Lucian royalty, and even now a vessel once owned by King Regis lies at anchor there. Following his father's footsteps, Noctis heads for the ship. So that's one thing that I kind of wish. There are a lot of things that I wish was different, but this specifically brings to mind. I wish that King's Tale was more of the story of King Regis's travel. Like, there's so many mentions and references made to the fact that Noctis is taking a similar journey to the one that King Regis took, however many years ago. I think about 30 years, right about the start or the end of the Old War, unknown. But we don't actually get to see any of it, and I really kind of want to.
I can't let her go it alone after everything that went down. It'll be a squeeze in the car, but just for a while.
Shall we, then?
Yeah, I don't want to keep Sid and Cindy waiting. They're fixing up the boat as we speak.
We ought to thank them.
Actually, Jared's the one we ought to thank.
Yeah. He really thought of everything.
Yeah, sure. He definitely did do that. Again, no reason to care about Jared. They try to force it on you after the fact, posthumously. Oh, right. We're over here at the thing. But before this moment, there's no
Filled her up for ya.
reason to care.
Ready to roll? Let's get this show on the road.
And now we have just the longest section of driving, and this is where I'm going to talk a little bit
Kick some ass.
about the comic anthologies. We'll listen also to Iris and be taking notes on that. But the comic anthologies, I'm not actually going to pull these up, but I did go and find some fan translations into English of a couple of the comics in here. Again, it's an anthology, so that means that there is more than one comic. It's not one overarching story.
Looking at the regalia really reminds
but the
me of
stories that I found, or the couple that I have looked at, I haven't found anyone who's translated all of it.
I can't imagine
Again, there's
trying
two
to cram
books
5
here.
people, including Gladdy, into one of those things. Have you ever ridden in one?
Can't say we have.
There was barely
But there's
enough room
a
for our luggage.
bunch of
Thank goodness you guys could give me a lift.
bunch of good art, and just looking at the art, I really want to learn Japanese just so I can read through these, honestly. But especially because there's some that are like,
whoa, check it out.
Like this one here.
See that? That's the Rock of
Is
Ravita.
Arden and
I'm like 90% sure.
Ravis doing something. I don't know what.
Your stuff.
All thanks to Jared.
There's also some of older Noctis that shows up here, but the 2 or 3 that I was able to find were all out of the first book. I haven't seen anything out of the second. But one of them was the boys are out of money, and so they try and get jobs in a diner,
you the only one that drives?
that fails them, and so they're still out of money. And then Umbra shows up and shows them where some buried gold is.
Wow, are
So
they that bad?
some of them are definitely more
bad at
serious,
all.
like this this one
But there's
here,
no way the big
where
guy's
you can
taking any
see
chances
it's
with his
old
little sister in the
Noctis.
car.
Just by the art, I
Sure
can
you
tell
don't need
the
a
tone
break?
is a more serious
I'm
one.
okay.
You are
But others are
sandwiched
just
in back
silly.
there.
Like
Have
again,
Pronto
the one where
suffer instead.
Umbra shows up and it's like,
Really, it's
and here is the
fine,
gold
no
that you need to
suffering
survive.
here.
If you say so.
They that started with them running out of money because, well, for various reasons. But one of the things that was brought up that was really intriguing to me, at
I
least,
got some bad news, guys.
was that Gladio apparently is an
Another
alcoholic.
floating fortress.
Let's pull over.
Or
Knocked.
they don't really say alcoholic. That's not something that really gets a term that really gets used, at least in manga that I've personally imbibed. But they did mention that one of the things that they have spent too much money on was alcohol for Gladio, and it's like,
Taking matters
that's an
into hand.
interesting
Delivering
bit
justice
of
for
information
Jared.
there.
And for Talca, too.
Iris, I'll need you to wait here.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Careful, Noct. Only fools rush in. I suggest we review our intelligence and devise a plan.
You're welcome to suggest that. I'm just gonna go in and just murder everyone. Oh wait, I don't have that option. I would love to have that option. I don't have that option.
It's
Surprised
So
to
this
see
is
him
one
this
change
far
that I
out.
was surprised to
Leave
see.
no plot of land unconquered.
Those aren't conquering numbers.
I'm taking the chocobo
Likely
here
building a supply line,
because
it would behoove us to
in
cut.
the speedrun that I watched recently, which means the most up-to-date strats of any that I am aware of, because I haven't really kept up with it. Anyway,
Oh, looks the same as before.
Looks can be deceiving.
rather than
We beat them once.
hopping in the car and actually driving the car up over here, which had been the MO beforehand, they actually just walked, just kind of warp striked. And I don't know why.
You think Iris is doing all right?
Possibly because the warp stripes were faster than the entire car in-out animation, whatever, and then you still have to walk after the fact anyway. But I figure, why not chocobos? I can chocobos. Chocobos are fun. Also, it lets us hear a few lines of dialogue, which...
Iris isn't exactly a bring-em-on backstreet brawler, is she?
She's tough, but I'd feel better if we got this over with and got back on the road.
Aw, thanks, buddy.
I could go through and fight everything here, but why? What I really need is... I guess I could pull out the air step sword, which, if you were not aware, the air step sword reduces the cost to warp strike by 10 or 30. Which I know is a big range, but it's one of those two. But it reduces the cost to warp strike while you are airborne. So you jump and warp strike, and the actual MP cost is cheaper than regular warp striking.
Find the base commander and take him into custody. Targeting metal men will yield little in the way of reconnaissance, but bones bend easily. We'll split into 2 groups of 2. Prompto and Gladio will generate a diversion.
Oh yeah, making a scene's what I do best.
Noct, are you prepared?
Yeah.
Operation to catch a commander is go.
So speedrun on this just basically skips right to the end, and then waits for Oldor to show up, which I could do, but I'm not going to. I'm actually going to follow Oldor and get some and hear some more of his voice lines and see if there's any brief bits in there that we care about.
The insolence of that up-jumped mercenary. And there is still no word. This cannot be borne. Such behavior besmirches his Radiance's good name.
That's our target. Let's follow him. Seize him on my signal. Stay hidden till then.
The operation will fail.
What is that Chancellor playing at? I'm no man's fool. He sent Highwind to watch me.
I wanted to get on top of those boxes, oh well. Close enough that I can hear him still.
Who goes there?
Ah, for the love.
There's a time to fight and a time to flee. This is the latter.
This is part of the reason why they just skip to the end, because then you don't have to worry about getting caught. Oh, it killed the music. That's fun.
What is that Chancellor playing at? I'm no man's fool. He sent Highwind to watch me.
There's the music come back. Things I am going to write down right now. We can let the game continue running. Go old door. Is the an Imperial commander and personally killed Jared.
Don't fall too far behind, Noct. You mustn't lose sight of him. Hurry!
It's right there. Seems just fine. What does it want from me right now?
Who goes there?
There's a time to fight and a time to flee.
Right,
This is the latter.
This may be more trouble than it's worth. So I honestly don't understand what it wanted me to do right then. Whatever. We're just gonna skip right to the end. We'll wait for him there. Can I get over this fence? I can. Cool. And then there's places back here where you can pick stuff up if you need it. I don't need anything. Again, New Game Plus. Pretty well taken care of. What I'm not certain of is how to get out of here. Ah, it looks like it's up here, though. Should be able to, yes, point warp right over there. And then just hang out here, waiting for Caligo. Not sure if we'll hear any of his voice lines. We might. Question marks. But we should, at the very least...
Don't fall too far behind, Noct. You mustn't lose sight of him. Hurry!
At the very least, I'm hoping that we'll be able to see his... see them pop up. Anyway, so yeah, the comics. I don't know. I don't know how much of it we should take seriously, how much of it is, like, gag stuff. Like, this one here is Noctis having a nightmare about Kenny Crow, because Kenny Crow is disturbing. Frightening. Just... sure, okay. I'm sure this is riveting. Watching me read a book. But there are other things, like here is Gentiana talking to Bahamut. I would love to know what's actually being said here. Well, we are waiting on the game to do anything. Is he not moving? Seriously, what is the trigger for him continuing on from that point? Why is he standing still?
Coincidence she and I meet wherever I go. Claims to trust her.
Apparently, killing that guy. Had to kill that guy.
Follow words from the mind behind the Magitech movement.
He moving now? He's moving now. Sure. Interesting things that are... Well, I missed whatever he said there because it blinked out of existence real quick. Oh well. Arden likes Aranea. That's unsettling. Oh. That is not how one spells Aranea. So let's undo, because I think I had it spelled correctly the first time. I can actually look that up real quick while we're waiting. Like, yes, it makes him travel longer, but there it is. That's how one spells Aranea correctly. Let's spell it like that. Aranea. That's more correct. Sweet. Caligo is also here. Psychophantic smile. Yeah. Oh, let's look at Loki, see if this tells me anything. Loki considers the decorated Lucian Marshal Coriolanus his self-professed rival. But the Marshal spares nary a thought for his Imperial counterpoint. This is another really, really irritating... Like, all the Force stealth is irritating, just in general. Force stealth is irritating all of the time. This one is particularly irritating because you have to go through all this whole stupid thing to... Again, I had to warp all the way back there just to hit some stupid trigger to get him to come. The effort I've had to go through here is very annoying to get this stupid model, this bundle of pixels, in the correct location to be able to take him down. And then at the end of it, he gets away. For no good reason, it's just...
I'll give Highwind
he's gone.
last chance to respond. Stand guard here. If the Commodore arrives, send her through.
I feel like Aranea may have been kind of shoehorned in right here as well.
Now's your chance, Noct. Close in from behind. And remember... You're in fine form. Keep it up. Looks like they've set to work. I'll escort him off the base. You regroup with the others.
Guess it's time to let loose.
There we are. Why can't I warp strike? What? No. That's... the lock-on system is more than a little confusing to me at times. It's like, why did we lock onto that thing behind us when my camera is definitely not anywhere near that thing that's behind you?
No mercy!
Cool. We good now? Everything good? Definitely broke that. Move on with our lives. Or did it all move too fast? Oh, there we are.
Glad to see you lot were successful.
Took me less than 30 seconds.
You weren't? I placed our captive
for
into the
Ignis
Hunter's
to
custody, but I've just been informed he's fled. He lives to die another day.
And I'll gladly help him with that.
lose sight of our captive. Annoying. Come on, come on, come on. Move. Move like actual movement. Thank you. Gosh. Darn. Commodore Aranea Highlands.
Hey, pretty boy.
Let's see what you can do.
Take out in the singles hit if anything goes right.
We're in the home stretch.
Yeah, I win.
Is it that time already?
What time?
Quitting time. Sorry, but this girl doesn't work after hours. I could, but there wouldn't be a single gill in it for me. We should play again sometime, pretty boy.
I don't understand why she exists.
Who the hell was she?
I honestly don't.
I'm still worried about Iris.
I imagine she's fine.
But we shouldn't keep her waiting.
Choo. So the rest of chapter 6 is one of the most boring chapters. Where it's literally just driving.
Did you kick their asses?
Oh, yeah.
No, we let him get away.
Hey, mind if I hang in your guys' room for a bit?
You telling me they got her own room? Makes a certain amount of sense, I guess. But they got 2 rooms, one with, you know, all of the bodyguards and, you know, people who can actually fight in it, and the other, they put the 15-year-old girl.
Oh, hey, it's me.
Not a bad shot if I do say so myself.
Not bad. It's great. You could be a professional cameraman.
Oh, I hold on to the hope.
Yeah. About that. Ow. We going? Let's go.
Let's hit it.
Sure. And away we go.
And now we sit back and we wait. By which I mean, gonna let this run and go do other things.
I could have gone another round.
Given her prowess, you should be glad you didn't.
Yeah, that Loki guy was nothing compared to her.
Though we may not have fared so well without the Marshal.
Think things would have gone differently if he were here now?
She offered to play again. Maybe we'll get the chance to find out.
Is it me or is this place begging to be explored?
Never been one to turn down an invitation.
If what they say about the Malmalum thicket is true...
Then we might just find what we're looking for here.
Are you guys excited to visit Altisha or what?
I guess.
I'm so jealous.
We're not going on vacation.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Iris?
Something wrong?
What? No, I'm fine. I'm not jealous. I just had a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. But that'll all be in the past once we hit Kayam.
What are you talking about?
We can hang out anytime, right?
Yeah.
Let's pull over for a sec.
How come?
I gotta give the driver a break every now and then.
If you say so.
Wonder why no one ever thought of that before.
Because no one ever had little sister along for the ride.
Smells like there's salt in the air.
Sea breeze. We're on the water.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Picture perfect.
Get a load of this beautiful view.
Yeah, like something out of a dream.
Just don't fall asleep on me.
Wow, look at that bridge up ahead.
Some piece of work right there.
The rivers run wide out here, so the bridges run long.
Guess I'll see it when we cross. Want to get a closer look?
At what?
So, you're the one doing all the cooking.
More or less.
Gladdy, don't you help? Knocked?
On occasion.
What occasion?
I do my part. I always set the table.
That's some arrangement you guys have here.
This the place?
Sure is. Thanks for the lift, Ignis.
My pleasure.
Can't wait to see my buddy Talcott.
We made it.
That wasn't as long as I remembered it being. Oh well. I don't know if it's faster or not. Where I have to wait to get on.
These birds are freaking adorable.
But I feel like it's going to be faster to walk up here with the...
Pretty impressive lighthouse.
What say we head on?
What's up?
Knew it was y'all. Recognize the purr of that engine anywhere.
Whew, you know your stuff.
Thanks for the ride.
Aw, thanks, buddy.
Thanks for the ride. It was fun.
How's the boat?
Pawpaw's tinkering away. Reckon he'll be tinkering for some time.
Trouble at sea.
Seen her share by the looks of her. Some parts we can fix, others need replacing.
An overhaul.
Don't y'all worry. Pawpaw ain't going nowhere till the job's done. Parts
There's a way
won't
to get
fetch
her to run.
themselves, though. Was kinda hoping y'all wouldn't
I don't
mind
remember
helping out
what
with
it
that.
is.
We're at your disposal.
To tell the truth, we already got a couple hands on deck. Dustin and Monica. Those two have been real swell. Managed to gather just about everything we need.
You can depend on the Crown's Guard.
Trouble
go
is,
run your
they ain't
errands
had
for
much
you.
luck finding a certain something by the name of mithril. Apparently, the stuff's hard to come by around these parts. At least according to the little fella from the city.
Talcott?
You betcha. Sharp as a tack, that one. Could tell y'all more about the stuff than I could.
We'll be sure to ask.
Pawpaw's down on the dock. Now, if y'all'd excuse me, I'm gonna grab my tools and ski-daddle. Got a garage to look after.
Prince Noctis! Hey! Our house is over here! Right this way!
Yeah, that doesn't look like a ramshackle building at all.
I think Miss Cindy might have told you already, but she needs a very special... Remember the waterfall? I read in Grandpa's notebook. There's some ruins near a lake just north of there. It said you'll find mithril inside.
Let's just take a quick glance at the map. Look at Caitlin's Plunge here. And the lake just north of Caitlin's Plunge there. And then where the Vesper Pool is and the ruins that we find up there that sure are technically to the north, but definitely not just north. Which is, again, one of the things that makes me believe that the Vesper Pool was rejiggered, at least, at some point.
About that lake, pretty sure he was talking about the Vesper Pool. I asked Monica to look into it, and she told me the road leading there's under Imperial lockdown. You'll want to be prepared for anything. So, how's that coming along?
Yeah, just give us a second.
Okay. I'll be inside then.
All set to set sail.
So, yeah. Gonna have to ask you to handle this boat business without me.
Say what?
I got some business of my own to deal with.
Gonna be long?
Not long enough for you to miss me.
And that's Gladio leaving the party, which is when episode Gladio happens. Oh, episode Gladio happens concurrent with chapter 7. But speaking of, then long road trip Gladio. And comic anthologies, I'm just going to kind of get rid of those. Let's go ahead then and pull up our information on. Start typing about this stuff. All that later. Sure, that was important to see. That exists. Anybody know?
The waterfall cave
Again,
was right around
several days
here.
later. Always
That means the
several days
lake
later.
should be somewhere north of here.
Be wary, though. Where we go, the Empire seems to follow.
That actually from by saying it.
Wait. What happened to under Imperial lockdown?
They all but turned the key and left the gates open for us, as if awaiting our arrival.
And if anyone's waiting for us, I bet it's that guy.
Chancellor Izunia.
Can't complain, as long as he lets us in.
Who's
I
to
can.
say he'll let us out?
I can complain
Not
all
to
of the
mention
times.
we're a man down.
Oh, also I'm apparently
Would that
supposed
the
to be
Marshal
controlling
were with
the
us.
Oh yeah.
car.
Whatever happened to that guy?
As I understand it, he's put his tomb raiding on hold to help the hunters take care of some troublesome beasts.
No rest for the immortal.
You know what else is never brought up in this game? Aside from Iris and cohort, the literal millions of refugees from Insomnia. There would be tent cities and slums all over the place because millions of people had their city just absolutely decimated. And they might not all flee the city immediately. Some might try to stay there and try and put lives back together, but that didn't work well. We see what happens to Insomnia in chapter 14. But reasons. My brain just backfired on me for some reason. Misfired? Whatever. Oh, I need to update while I'm thinking about it. 1 second. Let's come in here. Oop. I should probably just not bother to have this up here for the main game, but whatever. I have established that it's there already and that I forget to change it.
Hey, why don't we take a group picture over there?
We are not taking group pictures without Gladio. Even if I don't really like him.
Aw, man.
Everybody out.
Oh, I missed the turnoff. That's why.
Great day for a walk, huh?
Definitely missed the turnoff for the parking spot. Oh well. Sure, just land on the ground and don't respond to my commands telling you to warp strike. That's definitely what we want to have happen there. Let's call my chocobo, shall we?
Easy now.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, this Stylith Grove is going to be an interesting dungeon for me, because I know that there are ways to ridiculously speed it up and to do it much faster than I'm going to be able to do it, because I don't actually know all the speedrunning tricks. Hey look, it's Vixen.
Gentlemen, what a pleasant surprise.
Told you he'd be waiting.
With my Imperial friends, no less.
Splendid.
But fear not. I'll put in a good word. Well, come along then. Don't stray too far, lest you get left behind. And surely you'd rather avoid unnecessary scuffles, seeing as you're now a trio. Fear not, I'll be but a moment.
A moment doing what?
Beats me.
All clear, go ahead.
I love that we can buy stuff from the MTs.
So, you're the new recruits they sent over for special training. Nice cover, Runaway Prince.
I love this one.
Thanks.
Oh, come on.
At ease, recruits. There's nothing in it for this ex-mercenary to turn you in. Let's get this show on the road.
Show?
Forgot about your training? Well, I'm being paid to escort you. Just watch yourselves in there.
I trust you'll be civil. Commodore Aranea Highwind, I leave them to you.
And then we have to make it nighttime.
Search until sundown. Won't do you any good. If you're looking to get inside, you're gonna have to wait. Hold down the fort.
You got it, Lady A. We will.
All right, let's go.
Huh? What kind of place was this? Any idea, Ignis?
None.
Gee, I wonder what happened to the locals.
It was a burial place, I believe is what we learned.
What else could it be?
It's open.
That's good, isn't it? Let's do it.
Aren't we?
Is that what we learned? This would be data log, maybe? The almanac, yeah. We're looking at Stylith Grove. A stone mausoleum built by the ancient people of Solheim, who saw fire as a sacred symbol of life. The people paid homage to their patron saint Ifrit at the Rock of Ravito, and a recent academic study suggests the people's devout faith was a driving force in the advancement of their civilization. If one were to hypothesize that water, in turn, symbolized death among the people of Solheim, then it stands to reason that they established their space for venerating the souls of the lost beside an enormous lake, the Vesper Pool. Those brave enough to enter the tomb have reported a wide variety of traps, presumably laid to deter grave robbers. More interesting, however, the design of the mausoleum's interior itself. The emphasis on water and fluidity seem to support aforementioned theories about Solheim's civilization conception of life and death. So, an old Staleth Grove is an old Solheim or less mausoleum, technically, because it's not just for one person, but I don't care enough to differentiate in my personal notes.
Those guys your friends or something?
You appeared to be on good terms.
Who?
Ah, man. How far does this go? Finally. I thought it... who left the lights on? Maybe the owners are still home.
No.
I doubt...
Well, this place has seen better days.
So, basically you could fall on our heads without warning?
Yeah, so watch your step.
Alright, this is the one where we actually have to fight things. So game, you fight things. Game. Sure. Just gonna have to deal with all this now. Fine. There we are. Now I can warp strike.
Well, here we are.
Skeletons have bird wings. That's weird. RNA is still fighting things.
Beautiful beyond words.
That is pretty neat.
Look up!
Company!
I love that they're resistant to physical damage, but I just do so much that even with their resistance, I can kill them.
A way through.
Huh. Something bothers me about this spot.
What is it?
Have we been this way? Can I just...
It'll hold you. Famous last words.
Again, we're just random...
Demons. Till death do us part.
Practicing your vows.
The army swore their oaths a long time ago.
What does the Empire seek here?
Specimens. And we're stuck harvesting them.
Specimens?
Demons.
So what's all this about the army and demons?
What do you think it is?
Nice. I love guessing games.
Turns out the Empire makes weapons out of them.
Weapons?
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen your share by now. Something not quite right with the Empire lately.
It's not just lately.
True. Maybe it's time I left.
Really? What would you do if you left the army?
Whatever
Say
I
your
want.
prayers.
I was a mercenary once. Maybe I'll round up my men and hunt demons for cash?
Gosh dang it.
That's, a heck of a plan.
Here we are. What about the Empire strikes you as not quite right?
The Emperor and new High Commander. For starters. Then there's that charmer at a Chancellor. I really can't stand that guy.
Is that it?
Damn, you're badass, Aranea.
Aw, thanks.
Now this one. Let's see if I can skip the first bridge crumble.
Is it safe?
Not.
Shit!
I did! Woohoo! It's an entire fight that I don't have to fight.
Saw that coming.
To arms!
Here comes the big one!
Right on cue.
And it's got friends.
Livelier by the second. Come on, then.
Is that all of them? That's all of them. Sweet. We're over this way? This way.
What the?
Open the door. There we are.
Oh, never too many stairs. I got a bad feeling about this. Stairs,
they go on, forever they go on and on and on.
He's gone.
Nope, nope, nope. Straight ahead. And then down in here in these stupid hallways.
We must be doubly cautious.
Right. No Gladio, no room for error.
A way across.
Let me guess.
Let's
go. Right.
Seems they don't want us to cross.
Well then, maybe we shouldn't.
Interesting. Definitely should have refilled my sprint meter there, but it didn't happen.
It's a crossroads.
Which way?
Whichever way leads to the treasure.
If only we knew that.
Well, guess we bumble on.
Keep the bumbling to a minimum.
That's now! Nothing to it.
But I don't remember. I don't know. I think it exists, but I don't know how to do it. I think there's a way to avoid most of these fights. Just like that. Oh, my poor computer.
These bastards keep getting stronger.
You don't say.
Gotta nip the danger in the bud. The Empire's no exception.
Yeah, right on. Couldn't have said it better myself.
I think there's a trigger here that you somehow avoid. Walk into here just right.
Spacious. There's so gonna be a big nasty here.
The bigger they are,
Oh, there he is. Cool. Still have to fight him. There is a way to not spawn the boss, and I don't know what it is.
I think I could handle this all by myself.
Probably. It's only level 32.
That's it. Come to mama.
All right. Check out over here.
Come on, come on. Get out of his model and run over here and pick up the thing.
Woo! We're alive! Let's celebrate by eating something dead.
Not too shabby.
And that's what we're here for.
That concludes our business here.
Say, Commodore.
Aranea.
You said the Empire uses demons to make weapons?
Listen, you've seen Magitech troopers, right?
MTs.
They're born from demons in a lab.
Born from demons?
Darkness is coming. If I were you, I'd watch my princely ass. Kingly ass.
Will do.
Oh.
All right, we're nearing the end of this chapter. What I'm going to do, actually,
Fresh.
Congrats. That concludes your training. You've still got a hard path ahead. But don't let anyone tell you how to walk it.
It's annoying
You
how
may have
little
been hired under false pretenses,
lore
but
there
your
was in here.
assistance was invaluable all the same.
Tell me something I don't know. You can spare the pleasantries.
Take care walking your path, Aranea.
Oh, right. Thanks. I will. And I'll train you some more if our paths cross again. Oh, and before I forget, His Excellency instructed me to give you boys a ride back. If you need a lift, feel free to hop on.
Well, glad that's over with.
Noct, I've just received word from Cindy.
And?
We're to return to Lestalem. Her friend works as an engineer at the power plant. She'll take care of the Mithril.
Uh-huh. And that'll take care of our boat problem.
Once you're rested and ready, I suggest we hasten back to Lestalem. Make sure you're prepared.
Sure to say goodbye to such a nice fishing spot. Want to see what's biting before we bolt?
Not during a rainy night, I do not.
You're headed to Lestalem, right? I'll take you there, but no further.
Got it.
So, ready to ship out?
Wouldn't want you to take us to Kayam anyway.
Let's fly.
Wouldn't want you to
Hold
know
on
that that's
tight,
where we go.
boys.
Look at that!
A red ship.
Yeah, Aranea can show up in the game to, similar to summons, by which I mean I don't exactly know what the mechanism is for getting her to show up, but she can show up and help you in fights if needed. In the levels I've reached in New Game Plus, whatever, it's generally not needed. All right, so we're in Chapter 8 now, technically. Help of the makeshift miners hit pay dirt. It was literally sitting on the floor. The raw ore, for some reason, was sitting in the middle of an old Solheim tomb mausoleum thing. Not sure why, but it was. What was my point? My point was that I should have saved before I talked to Aranea, but I didn't. Because before we go on to Chapter 8, we are going to actually take a break. And then we'll come back and we'll do episode Gladio first, and then we'll do Seaworthy, and then we'll go Chapter 8. And then, actually, we'll probably do episode Gladio, then we'll do Brotherhood, I think. It'll make more sense that way, and then we'll come back into game and do Chapter 8.
Rise and shine, Prince Charming. We're here. Sounds like a spot of trouble's popped up at the power plant. Wish I could help, but I'm powerless to do anything I'm not ordered to. I'll leave the keeping of the peace to you.
Of course.
We got this.
Good luck, boys.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You can do it, computer. You can do it. That is another part of the reason we're taking a break, is to give my computer a chance to clear itself. Get it to the right headspace, I guess.
Loving that outfit, Noct.
Why don't you wear one?
Sure. Yeah, my computer is really struggling right now. Usually I don't have
That's
any
the
drop
only
frames.
one. And if anyone stands a fighting chance in there, it's you. Forget about fashion and go.
Okay, can I save right now? Shoot.
We'll be waiting at
Really? Really? Really, game?
the entrance.
If any demons escape, we'll get 'em.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Fine. I do not want to do this right now, but sure.
Testing.
This is what I get
Do
for
you read
forgetting
me?
to save before I talk to Aranea. I
Just
even had the
wanted to
thought,
thank
I
you
should
for
save before I talk to
offering to clear
Aranea
out
and
those demons.
quit there, and then I just
That'll
didn't
give
do
me
it.
time to treat this mithril for you. There's a hunter who went in right ahead of you. I imagine there are too many for one to handle.
Appreciate
But 2 of you should be fine.
that they kind of wanted
And a
this to
little
be...
heads up, we're getting some unstable readings from the generators inside. Too much power and the whole place could blow, so be quick.
That they wanted this to be a surprise that this was Gladio. But if they actually wanted to do that, they really needed to change his voice.
So, you my backup?
I thought we were partners.
Like, put it through a filter like they did Holly's
Anyway,
voice?
Place is crawling with demons.
Wait a second. You sound familiar.
No, really.
Save the talk. We got hunting to do.
You've only known him your
If we're
entire
done with the
life.
Introductions. Follow me.
And there's no one else in the entire game that sounds anything like that.
There they are. You ready to rumble?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where's my skull? There it is.
Some pretty fancy moves you got there. Reminds me of a certain king I know.
Thanks for that. Not too shabby yourself. You'd make a good sparring partner.
You think so?
Red alert, you two. We're detecting a major power surge. Get to the blue! Abort the mission and get out of there!
I ain't one to leave unfinished business. Can't speak for him, though.
Don't allow me. I got this.
Well, how about you prove it?
Gladly.
I love the... We're giving you a time limit. Destroy all the targets in the time allotted. You have 5 minutes to kill 10 things.
Had all of them?
If even that. There was like 6 there.
Nice job. It didn't disappoint.
When have I ever?
Will you? We have a mithril component.
Great work in there. As promised, here's your mithril. And thank you for your hard work.
Sure.
Hey, big guy!
So the hunter who went on ahead...
The one and only. How you been, fellas?
Not bad. Whoa, someone did a number on you, though.
You should see the other guy. Anyway, I'm back. And better
You
than
didn't do
ever.
much to him. Alright. Let's load this up now.
Gladdy?
What are you doing in Lestalem?
Hey, thanks for looking after her, Dustin.
So, Gladdy, did you apologize to Noct for storming off like that?
He made it up to me in there.
The power plant? Oh, so you got your hands on some mithril. In that case, I'll go deliver it to Sid. You'll probably want to freshen up first anyway. Come and meet me in Kayam when you're ready.
Okay, now I can save. Which means that I can go ahead and take this moment to say thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this, and stay tuned. There will be more of these, either live if you're watching on Twitch live, or in the playlist as it exists of the VODs on YouTube. So thank you all very much, and until next time, let me find this thing. I broke some stuff, so I have to do this the hard way. Ba 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 ba. Where are you? Where are you? You're here. Great. Yes, yes, yes. Great. Right here. Until next time, have a good one.